Dear students, greetings for the day. In the previous class, we discussed the gas laws, that is Boyle's law, Charles' first law at constant pressure, Charles' second law at constant volume. Now, in this class, we know what is meant by ideal gas. We derive ideal gas equation and find the value of capital R, that is universal gas constant, and also pressure and volume coefficients. So the scientist Boyle, let us recapitulate the previous class gas laws. So Boyle's law studied the relation between the pressure and volume keeping temperature constant. He observed that the volume of the given mass of gas is directly inversely proportional to the volume of the given mass of gas at constant temperature. So from Boyle's law, volume of the given mass of the gas is inversely proportional to its pressure at constant temperature. When pressure increases, volume decreases. When pressure decreases, volume increases. So the PV graph is like this. If pressure increases, volume decreases, and we obtain graph like this, parabolic curve. Therefore, and from the later, Charles studied the relation between volume and absolute temperature. So from this equation, V is equal to, at pressure P1, if volume is P1, V1, then V1 is inversely proportional to 1 by P1, or V1 is equal to some proportionality constant into or from this P1 V1 equal to constant K. And if a gas possesses volume V2 at pressure P2, then V2 is proportional to 1 by P2, or V2 is equal to proportionality constant K into 1 by P2. Therefore, P2 V2 equal to constant K. So since right sides are equal, from this P1 V1 equal to P2 V2 equal to, or P3 V3 dash dash Pn Vn is equal to some constant K. So from this Boyle's law, we made P1 V1 equal to P2 V2 equal to K. Now when we go to statement of the Charles' first law, Charles studied the relation between volume and absolute temperature keeping pressure constant. It is known as Charles' law at constant pressure, or Charles' first law. So from Charles' first law, the volume of the given mass of gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature of the gas at constant pressure. Therefore, from Charles' first law, we may write V is proportional to absolute temperature at constant pressure. So as the left sides are same, by combining V is proportional to 1 by P into capital T. From this V is equal to, if we remove this proportionality, then we have to multiply with proportionality constant. Into T by P, or PV by T equal to some proportionality constant K. And this constant, proportionality constant K value is equal to small r when we consider 1 gram mass of gas. If we consider 1 gram molecule of gas, then this constant is equal to capital R. Therefore, for 1 gram mole of gas, PV by T is equal to R. PV is equal to RT. If we consider n gram moles, then this constant is equal to nR. Then this PV equal to RT is equal to nRT. So this is the method 1. Now let us go to method 2. In method 2 also we use Charles' first law and Boyle's law. When we know the initial pressure P1, initial volume V1 at temperature T1, and final pressure P2 and final volume V2 at final temperature T2, then we derive expression for ideal gas equation by using the Boyle's law and Charles' first law. This Boyle's law is applicable at high temperatures and low pressures, but it is not applicable at low temperatures and high pressures. This is the limitation of the Boyle's law. So consider here 1 gram molecule of gas, having pressure P1 and volume V1 at absolute temperature degrees Kelvin. Right. Let us increase heat the gas by increasing and increasing its temperature to T2 degrees Kelvin. Let the final pressure be P2 and final volume be P2 at temperature T2. So let us consider this change in two steps. First, by keeping the temperature at T1, let us observe the change in pressure and volumes by changing pressure from P1 to P2. So in this method, in first step we apply Boyle's law, and in second step we change the volume temperature from T1 to T2 and keep the pressure constant at P2, so that we observe the change in volume and absolute temperature in steps 2 and apply the Boyle's Charles first law. So in first step let us draw the rough figure. At temperature T1, let pressure be P1 and volume be V1. And when we increase the temperature to T2, that its pressure increases to P2, volume increases to P2. So before attaining final step, let there be imaginary step. And this is step 1. And let T1 is at constant, temperature is constant. So here pressure and volume changes. If pressure is changed from P1 to P2, let volume changes from V1 to Vx. Here we apply, as temperature is constant in this step 1, we apply Boyle's law. So after completing this first step, let us assume that second step, final step happens. So by changing temperature from T1 to T2, let us keep the pressure at constant. Here at T1 is constant in first step. In second step, Charles' first law holds good. Charles' first law holds good. Therefore, here T1, P2 is constant, pressure is constant in this case. So temperature changes from T1 to T2, volume changes from Vx to V. Here temperature is constant at T1 degrees Kelvin. Therefore, Boyle's law holds good. Therefore, from Boyle's law, from first step, we know that P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Instead of V2, here Vx is there. P1 V1 is equal to P2 into Vx. So from this, we obtain Vx as P1 V1 by P2. Let this be first equation. Use this value of Vx in the Charles first law. So in the second case, here pressure is kept constant at P2, and if temperature changed from T1 to T2, temperature increases from T1 to T2. Let here volume increases from Vx to V2. So final stage is obtained. So from Charles first law, in second step, as pressure is constant, at V2, Boyle's Charles first law holds good. Therefore, from Charles' second law, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Instead of V1 here, Vx by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Therefore, from this Vx is equal to V2 T1 by T2. Let this be equation 2. So in 1 and 2, here volume Vx is equal to P1 V1 by P2 into Vx is equal to V2 T1 by T2. As the left hand sides are equal, right hand sides are also equal. Therefore, from Vx, well, comparing the values of Vx from 1 and 2, P1 V1 by V2 is equal to T1 V2 by T2. From this, by cross multiplication, suffix 1 values by writing on one side and 2 values in second side, right side. So here we obtain the equation as P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 V2 by T2. So this equation is also known as ideal gas equation. So here consider ideal gas, a gas which obeys all gas laws at all temperatures and pressures is known as ideal gas, and its molecules are having infinite size. So it is also known as perfect gas. So consider 1 gram mole of ideal gas at absolute temperature T1. Let its initial pressure be P1 and initial volume be V1 at initial temperature at T1 degrees Kelvin, and let its temperature we raise it to change it to T2 degrees Kelvin. Let it then its pressure, final pressure becomes P2 and final volume becomes V2 at final temperature T2 degrees Kelvin. Now this change from T1 suffixes to this box is considered in two steps. So this is the imaginary step. So in the first step, let us keep the temperature constant at 10 T1. Then if we change pressure from P1 to P2, then volume, let it changes from V1 to Vx. So here, as temperature is constant, Boyle's law holds good. Therefore, by applying Boyle's law, P1 V1 equal to P2 V2. Therefore, P1 V1 is equal to P2 into, instead of V2, here final value is Vx. Therefore, Vx is equal to P1 V1 by P2. Now, in the second step, keeping the pressure constant at P2, and let us change the temperature from T1 to T2, then its volume changes from Vx to V2. Then final stage is obtained. Therefore, in this case, as pressure is constant, Charles' first law holds good. Therefore, from Charles' second law, we know that V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2. Here, V1 is Vx initial in this step. Let the initial volume be Vx and initial temperature be T1 and final volume be V2, initial temperature is T2. So, from V1 by T1 equal to V2 by T2 equation, Vx is equal to V2 T1 by T2 or P1 V1 by T1 equal to P2 by V2 by T2. This is also known as ideal gas equation. If there are number of steps, that is P2 V2 T2 after that, P3 V3 T3 and P4 V4 T4 at T4 and at T5 P5 V5 and dash 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 at temperature Tn, let the final pressure be Pn and volume be Vn. Then Pn Vn by Tn is equal to constant. So this may be written as, this equation may be written as P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2 is equal to P3 V3 by at temperature T3, P3 V3 at temperature T4, P4 V4 by T4, so on. Pn Vn by Tn is equal to constant K, proportionality constant K. Therefore, we may write generally Pv by T is equal to constant. From this expression, we may write Pv by 2. Generally, we may write. Therefore, generally, we may write Pv by T is equal to constant. Therefore, Pv by T is equal to constant. And this, when we consider 1 gram of gas, when we consider 1 gram of gas, then here this constant is equal to small r for 1 gram of gas. And this constant is equal to capital R for 1 gram molecule of gas. Already we consider 1 gram mole. Therefore, here Pv by T equal to 1 gram mole of gas. Pv by T equal to R. Therefore, Pv is equal to RT. If we consider 10 gram molecules, then this constant is equal to Nr and Pv equal to Nrt. Therefore, we obtain in this method too also same equation PV equal to RT or PV equal to nRT, which is known as ideal gas equation. So if a gas follows all gas laws at all temperatures and pressures is known as ideal gas equation. In this ideal gas equation, R is known as proportionality constant. R is called universal gas constant, whereas small r is known as gas constant. Let us know the difference between small r and capital R. Before going to know the differences better, let us find the value of capital R. Next, value of R, that is universal gas constant. At NT. Let us calculate the value of let us calculate the value of capital R at normal temperature and pressure, or standard temperature and pressure. Generally, at NTP or STP, at normal temperature and pressure, each 1 gram molecule of gas, any gas, obtained at 273 degrees Kelvin, it occupies the volume of 22.4 liters. Therefore, consider 1 gram mole of gas at NTP or at STP, standard temperature. Therefore, at NTP, pressure of the gas, temperature is at a temperature T equal to 273 degrees Kelvin. Any 1 gram molecule of ideal gas occupies volume V equal to 22.4 liters, that equal 22,400 cc, and pressure P is equal to, obtained from the formula HDG. H is the height of the mercury column, that is mercury column 76 centimeters or 0.76 meters in SI system. The density of mercury 13.6 gram per cc into G981, or this is equal to 1.013 Pascal. So substituting the above values, in R equal to PV by T, PV equal to RT, or as R is, therefore R equal to PV by T, therefore R is equal to 1.013 Pascal into volume 22,400 PV centimeters into 10 to the power of -3 meter cube into 273. Its value is equal to 8.31 joule per mole per Kelvin. This is the SI unit of R, joule per mole per Kelvin. So this is the value of universal gas constant, approximately 8.319 into the SI unit of R is joule per mole per Kelvin. So value of R is obtained from the equation R equal to PV by T. So at NTP or at STP, temperature is 270 degrees Kelvin. At 270 degrees Kelvin, each 1 gram molecule of ideal gas occupies a volume of 22.4 liters or 22,400 cc. At pressure P equal to HdG, from that equation, P equal to 10 to the power 3 into. So by substituting the values, we get the value of R is 8.31 joule per mole per Kelvin. So this is the value of capital R. And let us know the difference between the small r and capital R. So in the derivation, we know that gas constant or universal gas constant R is equal to PV by T. So it is also obtained from the same equation. So it is the value of R is equal to P into V by T for volume of 1 gram of gas. And it is the value of R is equal to PV by T, in which volume V is equal to, for volume of 1 gram mole of gas. Gram mole of gas is considered. That is, volume is equal to 22.4 liters in this case. Here, volume of gas is equal to the, in this case, 1 gram, volume occupied by the 1 gram of gas in this case. In this case, 1 gram mole of gas volume is considered. That is 22.4 liters. Here, V is equal to. In this case, next, it changes from, it differs from gas to gas. Its value, R value, differs from gas to gas. For a single gas, its value is same or constant, remains constant. But if we change the gas, then its value changes. its value remains same for all gases. That is, it varies from gas to gas. It remains constant for all gases. So it is called universal gas constant because it is same for all gases. And here SI unit is SI unit, joule per kg per Kelvin. Its SI unit is R unit is joule per mole per Kelvin. So here, because mass is in grams, here we take SI unit for SI unit mass as kg. It is converted to kgs. And here it is when as the 1 gram molecule of gas is considered, here mass of 1 gram molecule of gas is considered here. And dimensional formula is for small r is mass is considered 1 gram L square to the power of minus 2 per Kelvin. Here dimensional formula is L square to the power minus 2 A to the power minus 1. So these are the differences. So small r value is considered as, here when we consider 1 gram of gas, volume occupied by the 1 gram of gas, then constant value is equal to small r. So gas constant is equal to P into mass of here 1 gram of gas and temperature at 273. Here capital R is considered for 1 gram molecule of gas, volume occupied by 1 gram molecule of gas, that is 22.4 liters here. It varies from gas to gas. Its value changes from, if we change the gas, then its value also changes. But here for all gases, capital R value is same. So it is known as universal gas constant. The SI unit is joule per kg per Kelvin, here joule per mole per Kelvin. So from Charles' first law, we know the volume coefficient value, and from Charles' second law, we know the we derive the value for pressure coefficient of a gas. Volume coefficient and pressure coefficients of gas. Therefore, from Charles' first law, at a constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to its temperature. For every degree centigrade rise in temperature, volume increases by 120 1 by 273 part of its initial volume at 0 degree centigrade. Therefore, Vt is equal to V0 into 1 plus T degrees centigrade by 273. Therefore, from this V1 is equal to V0 into, for 1 degree centigrade by 273. So when we add 273 plus T by 273, like this, V2 value, V3, like this, Vt is equal to V0 into 1 plus T by, for every 1 centigrade, here 1 by 273 value increases. Therefore, from this, we may write V0 into 1 plus alpha into 1 by 273 value as alpha into T degrees centigrade. And similarly, from Charles' second law at constant volume, we may write pressure Pet value increases with every degree centigrade rise. Its volume increases from P0 by 1 by 273 part for every degree centigrade rise in temperature. So from this we may write alpha equal to 1 by 273, beta is equal to 1 by 273. Therefore, beta into 2 degrees centigrade. So when we increase the temperature, here volume or pressure increases from these equations. If we decrease the temperature to 273 degrees minus 273 degrees centigrade, then the pressure and volumes becomes 0. Vt is equal to V0 into 1 minus 273 by 273. So 273 minus 273. So 0. 0 into something, 0 into V0 is 0. Similarly, Pet is also equal to, at minus 273 degrees centigrade, minus 273 by 273. 273 minus 273, it is 0 by something is 0. 0 into P0, 0. Therefore, this particular temperature of minus 273 degrees is known as absolute 0. So, absolute 0 temperature. The temperature of minus 273 degrees centigrade, where the pressure and volumes, volume of a given mass of gas becomes 0. Is known as absolute 0 temperature or absolute 0, or simply absolute 0. Therefore, absolute 0 equal to minus 273 degrees centigrade in centigrade scale. So for absolute, so at that 273 degrees centigrade minus 273 degrees centigrade, pressure becomes 0 and volume becomes 0. From that, for every 1 degree centigrade, its pressure and volume rises by 1273 at 0 degree centigrade pressure or volume, and it possesses some certain pressure and volume at 0 degrees centigrade. So here there is absolute scale of temperature. In which each scale starts from for the measurement of temperature, scale starting from 0 degrees Kelvin equal to minus 273 degrees centigrade is known as absolute scale. So in absolute scale, temperature is represented by capital T. Therefore, T degrees Kelvin is equal to 273 plus T degrees centigrade. So the temperature at which minus 273 degrees, pressure and volume of a given mass of gas becomes 0. So it is known as absolute zero temperature, where the pressure P equal to 0 and the volume equal to 0. So absolute zero temperature is minus 273 degrees centigrade. So a scale which starts from 0 degrees Kelvin or minus 273 as starting point is known as absolute zero scale. And in absolute scale, freezing point of ice is 273 Kelvin when 0 degrees centigrade, T is 0. When T is 100, boiling point of water is 100 plus 273, 373 degrees Kelvin. So in absolute scale, 273 degrees Kelvin is freezing point of ice, 373 degrees Kelvin is boiling point of water. So let us complete this class, and in the next class we shall discuss about isothermal process and adiabatic process, and specific heats of the gas and internal energy of the gas. If you have any doubt, later contact me.